over ZCASH. As you can see right now, ZCASH is at $524, up 26% in the last 24 hours. So that's pretty good. And it's actually also up 21% in the last 7 days. Only 6% in the last 30 days, still 1100% in the last year. Let's talk about where ZCASH is about to go because it's looking pretty interesting at this point. So anyways, remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice, but let's get straight into it. So getting straight into ZCASH here, like I was saying earlier, we're at the $500 mark here, $524. And it almost looks like we have, somewhat of a double top right here, right? And the reason why I say this is because, Bitcoin, as it's going down, it starts to pull everything else down with it. But ZCASH has a habit of going up while Bitcoin goes down. Now, Bitcoin is recovering a little bit right now. It's actually at 66K. Bitcoin's doing all right, but it's, doing as expected. If you zoom in here, you can see we're at the top of that bear flag here on Bitcoin. And eventually Bitcoin's going to pull back here because we have this bullish divergence here. So what we'll end up doing here, and I'm going to create a whole video on Bitcoin, by the way, but what we'll end up doing here is creating the bullish divergence with the higher lows on the MACD and the lower lows on the chart. So we should be printing out lower lows here on Bitcoin, and this bear flag will pull down. And I think the same thing could happen to ZCASH. It actually looks like the same exact pattern when you look at it from a wider perspective, right? When I zoom everything out and you kind of look at it, it kind of does look like we're going inside of this bear flag pattern here. And it does look like this could be a double top right here. Because if you look at this, the double tops, again, they're bearish signals. They don't necessarily have to be side by side, right? A lot of double tops for all crypto cycles. If you look at Bitcoin, there are literally all like lopsided, right? They're like lopsided double tops, right? Back here in 2021, it's a 2022. That is a double-sided or a double lopsided, like bearish double top, right? And then we look and we also have the same thing right here on the most recent high and then dump. We had a double top. So, and we also had one right here as well, and right over here as well. So, we see these double tops all the time inside of crypto. And I think that is something that might be happening right now inside of ZCASH. So I think that is what's going on with ZCASH. I don't know if we can have enough momentum to push up again and get back up to this overbought range on the % trend exhaustion, because we got up there this time back in 2025, and then we got over there this time back in 2024. Are we going to be able to push back into that overbought range on the % trend exhaustion again for this time? Because it almost did it. And then it just got rejected for some reason and pulled back. And now it's starting to recover. But what if that recovery is the same as this recovery, right? Remember what happened here, right? And it looks the exact same, right? It looks the same exact way as it looks right here. So that's why I'm looking at it, and it's like, it looks like a double top scenario. So I think that we're going to see something like that. And that's just looking at the past performance and what we're doing now. Now, if we start getting more buying pressure here on the MACD, we just start seeing that buying pressure speeding back up, and then obviously that'll be good. And then you'll see even more buying pressure. You'll see a new high if that happens. That new high would probably be like $900 to $1,000 if that were to happen like that, right? We could see it pushing up that high. So there's always a risk that the bearish narrative is wrong. But right now, the technicals are leaning bearish. But, just the ZCASH narrative is just fundamentally bullish, right? And, you want to believe that it can just take off and do it right now. And that is where we're at with it right now. But this looks exactly the same. And that's why I'm saying you should be extremely careful, because we see what happened here. What if the same thing happens here, right? So we'll just have to see if that's what happens. And also, look, the same thing happened here where we thought that it was going to start to, break out, right? We thought that it was going to, more buying pressure was going to come in, but it didn't happen like that. Like, you can see it actually formed the same pattern right here. And now if you look at it here, it's formed the same exact thing. So I think we're going to get a sell-off here on ZCASH, and I think this is a bull trap. I think they're trapping people right now with this rally, and I think we're going to get a pullback on ZCASH and Bitcoin. This is the daily chart on ZCASH, and we're about to get a little bit of buying pressure. But again, remember, this is bullish divergence, which means higher lows on the chart, or I mean higher lows on the MACD and then lower lows on the chart. So the MACD, we're going to see some higher lows here and we're going to get some more selling pressure. So that's going to be making the lower lows on the charts. So if that happens, you're probably going to end up seeing ZCASH pushing down to about $200. So I will watch out for that $210 support area right here on the Fibonacci. $210 support. That's where you're going to want to watch out for ZCASH as it pulls back. I think $210 will be a fair value for ZCASH because by the end of the year, we should be done dumping in the markets. You know, the bear market should be over, right, by the end of the year. So yeah, this is what we have. And, you know, I know it's not all the way lined up. Let me line it up right there. But yeah, like I said before, this is definitely looking like a bear flag. So we'll see what goes on with this inside the future. So I'll keep you guys updated on that. We're currently above the 50-day moving average on the 4-hour chart and the 200-day moving average. So, I mean, that's still in a bullish range. But remember, if this actually is a bear flag, then we're looking at some dumping. We're going to be looking at some dumping pretty soon. Now, you can also look all the way down here and be like, well, maybe you can extend it. Well, then if I extend it, then it's just going to be a rising wedge, which is the same pattern, and it's still like a bearish pattern. So either way that you look at it as a rising wedge or a bear flag, so you can do it from there or you can do it from here and make it a bear flag. But either way, this is a bearish pattern, and we've seen it time and time again. On the 4-hour chart, we're reaching the overbought area here on the percent arc trend exhaustion, and we're also at that resistance at the top of this bear flag. So there's a sign that this might end up dumping before it can even break out. We're having good amount of buying pressure here on the MACD for the 4-hour though. I will say that. So I think Zcash is in a good position for a nice pullback. That's how it's looking to me right now. And again, I think as time goes on, like through the end of the year, I think we're gonna end up seeing us getting back down to there. Now maybe we don't get all the way back down to $200 like before, or maybe we do. I don't know. I don't know if we will get all the way back down to 200, but I think we're gonna get somewhere close to that area and maybe even below $200 this time. So yeah, be extremely careful with that. But yeah, this is all I got for you guys today. I just wanted to go ahead and cover this for a member on the channel. If you guys want me to do specific videos where you guys go ahead and become a member of the channel, and you can make any request on any video and just comment, hey Marcel, let's go over this, go over that, and then I'll go over it for you. So anyway, shout out to you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Remember, I'm not a financial advisor. None of this is financial advice. And as always, I'll be back with another video.